Hey guys, welcome back to the next video. In this video, we will talk about switching your server. So by default, you will be configuring the blue deployment first because that's a version 1 of your application. When you have your blue deployment done, you would have actually deployed your application, and you would see in this scenario, let's just talk. In the worker 1, you have one pod created, and the worker 2, you have 2 pods created. Now within these pods, you have one container each. And as you can see over here is that the worker 1 pod is being labeled as method blue, and over here as well blue as a method. So this is basically tells you that this is a blue deployment, and that was done completed. Now we have deployed a service on top of it, which basically lets you understand that this is the Sterling LB service. And it says method blue. So what it will look for. So previously when we did this configuration over here, we also gave this blue as a method over here in terms of your deployment. The same thing over here also we are giving a definition over here for your your service of load balancer deployment as well. We are giving the blue over here. So what this means is that it's going to look only for the blue service, and it's going to route traffic only for the blue service. If you don't give this, it's going to be a disaster for you, because it's going to route service on both your blue as well as green, because you wouldn't have defined this on your service load balancer. So it's mandatory that you should give this, so that your request will only be routed to blue rather than green if you have that green already deployed on your estate. Do remember that in our hands-on, in the first video, we would deploy both. So it is very much mandatory that you should specify this. So this load balancer will get deployed on the pods, which is running with this selector. So as you can see, Sterling production, web, and then blue. Version, don't lock yourself in version. We already spoke about it in the previous videos. So now the load balancer will route. Think this as a train going on a single track, and you have a place where you are getting near a station, and it needs to get splitted into 2 different tracks. So single tracks is getting splitted into 2 different tracks. So blue as one of the track which the train has been going on for a very long time, and you have created a new track on the other side, and you want to split the train on the other side because it goes to a different platform. So to do that, all we have to do is change the load balancer. So we need to go to that intersection where the train, has an intersection in which the track splits between 2 of that. So that's where you need to be, and that should happen on top of the platform. It should not happen on the platform, right? So before the platform even comes, then that should happen there. So all we have to do is the load balancer over here, which has been routing the request to blue, we're just gonna reroute that by changing the load balancer details over here to method to green, and then run this. So when I run this, what happens is my load balancer will change this to green rather than blue. So that's the whole concept here. Now do remember that where we have seen the 2 different varieties of deployment earlier, and both the varieties of deployments, we had some problem. Let's summarize the problem. Let's try to juice up the problem right now. So when you just summarize it, on the first one, which is a rolling update, when the update went on, there was no downtime, but we were able to see 2 versions when we were trying to browse the application. Now this is because of the application moves parallelly to the newer version. So that's because of that. On the second version, the application, the fixed update or the recreate option, we use this option and we try to push the application to a different set of servers directly. But then this took a little bit of time because of the health checks and the readiness probes and everything else. It just took a little bit of time, and you saw some downtime over here. Now we are trying to address both these issues in this blue-green deployment. We're going to use the recreate as the base of this because we don't have any other deployment ways. You just have the rolling update as well as the other one, which is recreate. So we're going to use the recreate here, and we are trying to solve these two problems. You may need to watch the second hands-on video on this blue to green deployment and see if we were able to avoid these two issues which I just spoke to you about. Pretty sure that we will be able to avoid these two problems when you do this blue-green method. And this is the reason why blue-green method is so popular in the real-time world. So it has been advised, and there's a lot of interview questions about this or around this. So please watch the video hands-on and then try to practice it so that you will get some real hands-on on this concept. Thank you again for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.